Well, hello, and welcome. This is Joy with the Jewel Design, and good morning. Happy Monday. We are less than a week away from Christmas, or actually, I guess, being Monday, it is literally 1 week away from Christmas. For those of you who celebrate it here in the U.S. or anywhere else, I hope that the weather is accommodating, that it is the potential of white Christmas, if you like that, or sunny white beaches. I mean, whatever works for you, right? We are going to be working on some snowflake stuff this week. We're going to be continuing to work on the December daily. I have that on Friday. This may be a two-part deal. We'll see how I'm going. It may be that if we're just on a roll, we'll do 2 days of this week of this. A lot of 3D layering options for the snowflake kit from Ink and Page journals. Just wanted sort of feeling the loveliness of this may be my December daily for next year. Since we have so much going on next year in this time of year, that it could be really pretty and very memorable if I decide to do this way. And in the following week is little itsy bitsy little things back and forth. I think we're gonna revisit the book lovers journal next week. Between Christmas and New Year's. There'll be one more December daily. We need to work on my cover for my December daily. I have no cover for my December daily this year. I got the fabric and that's it. So maybe we'll do some more. It's going to be a lot of decorating, a lot of decorating, and a lot of layers, I think, the next 2 weeks just to get us into the new year. And then, well, babies, we'll see what happens, right? So I hope you're all doing really well. And things are going well. And you're getting ready for Christmas. And I am trying to warm up my bottle here. I left it out, people. Oh, luckily, it only got down to like mid-40s this morning. So for us, because we're getting rain, it started sprinkling before I started doing this video, and I was like, ooh, wouldn't it be nice to have the sound of the rain in the background while I'm doing my video? And we are expected to have quite a bit of rain here on Monday, which is great. Today, while I'm filming on a Sunday, we'll see. I have a lot of air in that. There we go. I'm feeling a lot of air. There we go. I don't want air. Since we have a lot of different things, I want to make sure that my fabric tack. I want to get fabric tack and fabric fusion confused. I have fabric fusion and it's pretty liquidy and doesn't always work well. So but I thank you all for being here today. Hopefully as you're doing your last minute Christmas shopping and wrapping and decorating and food prep and whatever, we are, going. So I mentioned here in the second signature, as you can see, we have signatures 1, 2, and 3. Most of them have a topper on the outside layers, and we have at least one topper on one side, and we're leaving the decor thing on the other, where I may put one of her small cards or something in these areas, but we're not going to block the really fancy stuff. Now this one had 2 things on the side, and this is my second signature in the middle, and we decided we were going to really go, being the second signature, middle signature, in the middle of the signature, we were going to go full-blown, like really decorated up. So we were talking about how when we first saw this one, the idea of cutting into this and being able to sort of tuck the card in there. And one of my subbies, Rhoda, actually was like, oh, that'd be really pretty, to have that kind of feel or look into it. So what I did was I reprinted this page, and I cut out pieces that I want to deal with. So where I can do the fuzzy 3D foam pieces, and we're going to get some layers wherever we can, whether it's a snowflake, whether it's a border, we're going to get some levels and layers so we get the shadows and the feel of being tucked in. So I pulled, gems and borders and laces and all kinds of things for us to sort of decor this up, and hopefully as time goes on, we'll just keep tucking. So that's sort of the thought. I have all my goodies here waiting for me, which is great. And where is my ink? That I am missing. Oh, it's right in front of me. Oh, well, almost right in front of me. Oh, so yeah, this is just the next 2 weeks really are just doing some decor and enjoying it with you guys. And then it's getting down to the nitty gritty. We want to, restructure a little bit, keep up the videos from me, and, keep crafting with you guys and journaling and showing you the progress of the things that we're making. Especially me doing the hand crafting, revisiting old. Definitely trying to shadow it a little bit so that it has even more depth to it. I definitely want to keep showing. I need to watch a lot more videos. I got to refresh my resources here. I'm getting a little stale on my ideas here. See what people have done over the past year, revisit it, reuse it. see how it, jives with me, and, get things created and show you that creation. And then hopefully, there'll be moments where the digital design work wants to come into play, and I want to create something that, goes with something we're working on or gives you an exclusive options. And the goal is, I think we want to do some digital work to go with our supply runs, when we do our bundles and we do the things that we're going to put in the new shop, there will be exclusive digitals for that. It's, you follow, you watch, you purchase, you get things maybe other people don't get. So, there's things in the process, and I'm hoping that though I've gotten my groove back for the most part, whether I get the desire to do the graphics is going to be the question. Sometimes you just like, well, everybody else is doing it, and maybe I just want to enjoy everybody else's work and create. There's something about working with someone else's pieces and sort of reworking it and going, ooh, isn't that pretty? Like, I don't know. Now, I did tear this one corner and sort of wishing I had gone almost to the edge instead of going in so far. When it pops up, I'm trying to figure out how to blend that, and so I'm having issues. Let's see, right now I am just inking everything because I don't want to forget and then start gluing things down and be like, oh no, that didn't work. I did do all my fussy cutting the other day. I got this, got all the cards done, and I've got the snowflakes, and all that jazz. I did do a lot of that, which was nice. I did round corners. This one is a little more deeper than that one. So we're going to get some round moments in here because I do want to make sure that we're not all very square. But, no, cutting the small snowflakes were great. Cutting the big ones was definitely more work. Oh, sorry, I heard something. I was like, what is that noise? It's one of my girls. They're in their restroom or something. Yeah. All right, water running. I was like, what is that noise? So this one has a cluster, and it sort of touches in on it. Now this one, there's a bigger version of this. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I didn't print it for some reason. I thought maybe it'd be too far off, and in reality, it was the one flower with the deer that's totally off in coloring compared to this one. But there's a similar one like this in the larger toppers, and that one I think is going to be our front cover. That's the one I'm going to want to put a bunch of beads and glitter and all that on it for the top of the hardcover once I find the hardcover book. And figure out which white or pale blue book I can find to hold all three of these signatures. It's going to have to be a little deeper, especially with some of these layering to get that in there. And we still have eco dyed and stuff like that to add to it. So when this one is the 2 and has 2 signatures, I even know my Christmas one it's a little a little hard to close, and I'm like, So I don't know if we want to go that thin of a spine. I may want to go a little bit bigger so I have room to, add stuff to it, especially if we want to add any more pockets. And she has some pretty tags that I like. So I'm thinking on the pages where we have pattern, we're going to do some tag layering to tuck and add in. So I got some ideas throughout, January to work on this. I'll try to not make it only this, but, it's winter still, and thinking about what is. And hold on one sec, I am trying to cut off some of this excess string. These beads are all strung together, which is great instead of just using the sticky stuff. It's sort of nice. Okay, where do I want to start? Doesn't really matter, I guess, huh? Am I in camera? Yes, I just want to make sure I'm in camera. I'm not having anything off camera. I know I did that to you guys on the snowflake shaky thing. I was like, oh, I feel so bad. I'm sorry, guys. I kept working way down here, way down there. And yeah, you guys couldn't see anything. It's sort of hard when you're working with stuff and you're trying to look up close and you're trying to cut it. You're like, ah. All right, so we've used our Distress Oxide on everything from Tim Holtz, just to give you some more shadow and depth. This is my glitter. That's a glitter ribbon. It's Dollar Tree. It's their floral garden ribbon, which is a little springy, but I love the blue. I used it actually on the bottom of the shaker to give you sort of the feel of a crystally lake, which came out super cool. So you guys will see that on Friday. I'll show you guys that how it finished off. If you don't follow me on Instagram, which I think that reel does show up on Facebook somewhere, but I just don't know how that shows up as well as it does on Instagram. So I think we're going to glue this one down first so I know exactly where to do with this, but I could glue my ending. So I want to give sort of a glittery shadow on this. So I thought we'd pop a little bit of this glittery blue on things. I know it's a little bright, but it does really sort of help. What's the word? I don't know, just sort of bring a little bit more of that, pull a little bit more of the blue, because she does have these pops of, you know, bright blue. And so, you know, we should work that, use that, utilize that. So, though it's the whole thing, I didn't want to cut it. I figured we let it sort of speak for itself, and it is starting to sprinkle, guys, out. I can hear it. Oh, I'm so happy. I did around both ends here and just the top here to mimic this. I'm not sure if it'll stay that way. I'm not really sure if I like it. But if I cut it, I'm not really going to do much. Just a little bit. I'm not sure if I really like all that roundness on the bottom. There we go. Okay. I'm like, no, not liking every ounce of that. Okay. Okay. And yes, those ribbons are very glittery this year. Was not expecting that at all. So I got some excess glue. Now this, like I said, is just fabric tack. We put them in sugar bottles. I think that's the word. Sugar bottles. Sugar bell bottles. They're great for I think baking and other things. And we realized that it is a lot easier to squeeze that than it is the actual bottles that the fabric tack comes in. So, and I'm using that because we are using something of a harder, I'm going to leave that. There might be some glitter on that, huh? Hold on. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Thoughts. I don't know if it'll work. There's a little bit of that on there, and I'm just going to spray it on there, or like put it on there to see if it'll pick up any of it. Yeah, instead of just leaving it weirdly like shiny, let's put some glitter on it so that there's a reason for that shining, because I got way too much glue, and so I just put some glitter on it to make it for a reason, right? My goal in this one is to really, fancy it up, make it shine, make it sparkly, find ways for us to enhance all these little things. She does a great job of this really soft blended ordeal. That is annoying. But at the same time, though, it's like, well, I want that bling, I want that. And this thing keeps bubbling up on its side, which once I get the top on it, it's not so bad. But if I don't have the top on it, and I am just gluing a section of it because that's where I'm putting the majority of the, yeah, it is really, bleh. Where is my paper? Oh, there it is. Nope. Yes. Okay. I'm like, where is my paper? I do have stuff everywhere out. I've got fabrics, and I have lace, and I have this, snowy, what's the word? Where am I? Snow, mesh. So we can really, I really feel that the toppers on both of these, need to have lace and things behind them. So those the front page and the last page of each one of these sections that has a topper, I feel that we need layers behind it, and I think that's going to make all the difference. And this one is just, well, when I glue it down, we'll see. I'm like, it's sticking up weird. I don't know if I'm going to want that. I have to keep changing my scissors here. Really need to be using the right scissors. All right. Since the bottom's pretty flat, we'll do that. But yeah, my goal is to try to get a lot of lace and things underneath and on top, so we're not just sitting on flat layers. I just don't want to do flat layers. Okay, so we're going to try, and I'm using foam sticky things. I don't know, I can't think of them. I want to call them spacers almost, but oh, now hold on. I got to remember that if I'm going to tuck this underneath, I can't go too far with those. I got to give myself a little bit more space. Otherwise, I can't tuck it under. Now, it's not going to be something that is being tucked under and can come out. We are using it as a faux tuck for layering. Because otherwise, I'd be like, oh yeah, this is big enough and could handle it. I'd be like, let's totally make it a tuck for the journal card, right? But I'm really not using these pages as journaling, except for on the page itself. Like, I think right directly on it, we could write up here little things if we wanted to. If I felt like I had a little moment, or, a memory, a gratitude, something that I wanted to put in the book, right? Which there's a lot going on next year. And the only big thing I think is Christmas and my daughter's 18th birthday. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to want to really record that. Alright, so we're going to try to line it up pretty darn close to what was there. That's the only thing I keep in mind, that I don't go too far one way or the other. Now we're not going to see every aspect of it, but enough to where I don't have too much of a overlap in the wrong space, which I already see that happening. Could be how I cut it too, but this is where I'm going to be nitpicky about stuff, and I may regret that. Okay, hold on. It looked fine until, you know. Okay, maybe we can do it that way. It's like that little bit of something that I just want to make sure, but we don't want it to bunch up in any way. So I think because I can see it, I mean you guys can't, but I can see where it lines up and where it doesn't. So we'll try that. This will help hide some of it if I feel it's too odd, but definitely want to line that up. We're going to do the same thing with this bottom one. We are going to give it a little bit of an umph. I want that 3D effect. I wish these were a little thinner maybe. So there wasn't, you know, but then again, it's not super, super thick to where I feel we are, what's the word? Let's go down the middle. Where it's sticking out so far that I feel like we're going to have issues with the book. And that's going to be my biggest thing, is remembering, like I've done in the past, not to get too much, too thick in the middle where it could cause problems. No, those threes work. Okay. Yeah, I just found, I always feel like there's this ribboned border piece down here, and I could have gone all the way across with it, but being it's in the middle, I figured each side could be done differently. Like we could give it its own personality. We didn't have to have it too matchy all the way across the board. And it's fun because there's so many pieces in here that you could see or can't see. Depends how you look at it, and what you could cut out. It's finding the shapes within the clusters. Within all of this, it's meshed. Like, where is the lines? Where are the shapes that we want to enhance? So, all right. So let's do this. Yeah, because if I thought I could get it to stay, it'd be a cute card to do so. But I'm really using, I think, a lot of these journal cards for decor and not so much writing. We'll use the dyed papers for that. You know, but it's like I can't redo any of these. Oh, there it is. It's raining. Sorry, get excited about that. We've had so many days of, you know, I wouldn't say threatened, but, you know, oh yeah, we're going to get rain, and then nothing happens. Like, seriously, I can feel it too. It's a little colder all of a sudden in the garage. It's been, like I said, didn't get that cold this morning, which was nice. The fireplace has to run. If I don't run the fireplace, I definitely realize that it's too cold in the house. Okay. All right, now, so don't forget, we do have layers. I took the sort of felt snowflake out of my runner. Now this is a Target. Yeah, this was my garland ribbon, snowflake ribbon that I love. This I've had for a couple years now. I don't even know if they still make it. Oh, there's something in the middle of that one. I love when they do that, when I get little bits and pieces of this. Now that could be fun to add to something. So, anyway, there we go. There it is. Okay, so this is their Wonder Shop at Target. This was when, you know, their $6. So that was not a cheap one. Yeah. But then I found these this year. This was this year's, I think, run. Yeah, see, this year was a trim, and I found the white and the red, and then I found red for next year. For next Christmas, I found red ribbon, wired ribbon with the little white dots on it. So, really stoked about that. So those are great for next year and this year. So anyway, I cut one of the snowflakes out. We're going to use it in a way to enhance this, and I think I'm going to glue it down first. I was going to do the glitter first, but I think I'm going to glue this down, and I can just do the glitter, puff paint glitter underneath it if I need to. I want to really enhance this large snowflake on this side. Yeah, I'm not really making the ephemera. We are decorating in ways to sort of 3D it, give it dimension, enhance the page with what's there, which is one of my favorite things to do. I think I don't decorate unless I feel I can, like, enhance it. It's just me. That's just how I roll. Or that's how I'm motivated, I guess. I guess that's my, put it in the middle just in case. I really probably should be using the fabric tack, I just realized. But I got sidetracked. Where's my, we'll see. If it doesn't stick or it starts getting temperamental, I can go back with the fabric tack. That's what it's supposed to be there for. Now, these things came from one of Laurette Chandler's subbies. She watches my mom, and I think me too, or at least hears about me enough, and because my mom does show a lot of my stuff off, so she sheets of lovely elements that I didn't have, and it was so sweet that she sent us both packets, and so I thought that was great, and so I'm trying to utilize those in every way possible. So a lot of white on white, but we're going to do a little bit. I want to do, this is Studio G, probably a Michaels. My daughter had them and decided she didn't want them anymore, wasn't going to use them. I don't know where they came from. Really, I think they're a Michaels thing. But she was like, oh yeah, no, I don't use it, Mom, and she's going to throw them away. And I was like, wait a minute. There's a few things. She was like, oh, I don't need this. And I'm like, let me see how those go. I've got acrylic paints. I've got all kinds of stuff. She's like, oh, I just don't use them, or they're not what I thought they were, or how to use them. I'm like, all right, well, I'll snag them, because, you know, we have mixed media moments, and we definitely want to, you know, I mean, I don't know how many times I've pulled out paint to paint something or wash it down for some, you know, ordeal, to try to get a little bit of a watercolor, even though there are acrylics. I'm like, no. So anything, any color I thought we could use antique-wise, or definitely I thought was brand. And I found one the other day, I actually found a brand new bottle she hadn't even opened yet. I was like, oh my gosh. So we are just looking for bits of the snowflake that are sticking out, sneaking out, that I'm trying to glitter up. And I feel like even this foam, or felt, needs a little bit of dimension. Love all the, yeah, see, it's not really sticking. That glitter glue is not, even that's what it's for. You know, glitter glue is great, but it is supposed to dry pretty quickly, and yet it is not. I'm going to press down on that in a moment. Okay. But yeah, this will dry pretty. I found other glitter, not puff paint, but glitter glue at Michael's or Dollar Tree, and it's very water-based. So when you're doing printables, things that you've printed, it will wash out the ink. Isn't that cute? That was a cutout. And I'm like, oh, can't wait to find a spot for that, because I can't help myself. Well, that might help blend those two. Ooh, I like that idea. Because I'm like, I don't like the fact that it just sort of stops there with no real purpose, and it really irritates me. I'm like, no. So let's do this. I don't know, I always like doing unusual things. Now, is this going to stay? No, it's finally starting to stay. Okay. I was like, please. Of course, there's not a foam pad underneath that, of course. So it's like, Alright, so, without knocking all that off. See, here we go. We have, hopefully you guys can see it. I'm seeing dark in my screen, which is not making me happy. There we go. But see, there we go. Oh, look at that. You got the printout, you've got the glitter, you got some foam, or not foam, I keep saying foam. Fleece, and then, you know, the gem in the middle. Yay! And then on the bottom, we've got some glitter. I still feel like I need to put up my silver rhinestone right there. And a little something there. Okay. So, I think it's those little touches that are going to make these pages just stand up a little bit more, right? No, I could do more white on white. No. Yeah, so because some of these things are very pale. There's not a whole lot of dimension. It's done on that way on purpose. It's a nice just blend, and you know, you're not going to see perfect dimension of the snowflake or what's going on with it. So we're going to do what we can on areas to make it shine more, I guess. I love these, but oh my gosh, sometimes I don't really want all the strings that go with it. So I'm trying to sit here and cut off this extra string. I really just want the rhinestone look, and I love that it's on a mesh. And it's probably meant to be like trim and everything else. This individualness is probably not what it's made for, but I see things outside the box a little bit sometimes. And so I want to, you know, use it differently. Not a lot. I'm not always heavily outside the box, but then again, whatever I have is what I have to use, right? So there's gonna be a lot of that. I think next year is like I'll be watching the challenges and the videos, and I don't know if I'll, you know, jump on. Sometimes I will if I feel it was, you know, oh, I saw this last week and this was an awesome challenge. So I may be behind. I'm not going to be maybe update with on top of everything, but saw this, and went, oh, I want to create this concept. This inspired, you know, such and such. So that's what I'm really hoping for, because I really do need more of that. I need to find more inspiration and take my own little twist on it, or sometimes just, hey, I saw this and I'm like, why not? Why shouldn't I be doing it, right? All right, what else? Okay, so this side has potential. It is a little off here, and that is bugging me a little bit. But when we're done, I may go in here and trim up raggedly, sort of cut this up a little bit because it is cockeyed. Then again, that's me. Okay, this side isn't as elaborate, it feels like. I did want to put this one in the middle of that snowflake, and this one is going to cover up a little bit, so that's how it's going to sort of combine the two, is by sort of overlapping them, and then having this in the corner. And we're going to definitely, what's the word? We're going to put the foam on this one to get it stand up above all the rest of this. So yeah, I feel like this corner is naturally decorated, but not enough in a way for me to do like what I did on the other side where I could cut it. So, this stuff is so, let me have to, sorry, it is, I want to keep it done right because I don't want it to keep going backwards, but it is sticky. It is definitely, see, there's all this stuff in this corner. This is a great corner, but not enough for me to feel like I could cut it out and not look like I sort of messed with it. So I figured we would just do a different type of cluster on top of it to get us where we wanted to go with this. Sorry, I was sort of trying to keep my glue between my thighs here for a second to see if I can warm it up a little bit. Though I have to say, I've always felt that me personally, my fabric tack works better when it's cool than it is when it's hot. When it's hot, I have a hard time working with it. But I think we've gone a little far the other way now. I think we've gone a little bit the other way, and so it's definitely struggling. Okay, so I don't want to lay this one down with that until I know for sure where I'm putting my snowflake. I want to make sure that it covers up that. I didn't. Oh, there we go. But, you know, that ordeal. Okay, hold on. But it is staying with pressure. It is staying gooey if I don't keep the top on it. It is a catch-22. It's rainy outside. I'm so happy. Yeah, luckily, we haven't really had a full frost, which is great. But it was getting cold, and so I started covering up some of my plants and keeping them bunched together, so that, you know, trying to do that whole hothouse effect. I do have a few plants that are still sort of green, and I don't really want to lose them. I don't want to lose anything this year. But I made sure I moved everything back out so that it could be, you know, get some rain and get some water. And I love this time of year when I don't have to water things. Which reminds me, I gotta make sure I turn off the sprinklers. I'm like, yay, I can turn the sprinklers off for the next couple days. We're looking at 3 to 4 days of rain. So it's nice to know that I don't have to run the sprinklers for a few days. So I'm just going to do the 3 on the bottom. I think I need 1 more up here. Okay. I'm trying to figure out where to put these to where they aren't too flimsy. But like I said, same thing. Tuck underneath again and not feel like it's... Where's my 1, 2, 3? Okay, turn it around a little bit. Turn it, do it this way. Tuck it there. That works. Okay, so I didn't get that one. Alright, let's see if we can do this. Oh, I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you'll comment on what plans you have this upcoming weekend. I know it's sort of weird that we have Christmas on a Monday. I don't know why. It's really throwing a lot of us off. So the kids are on a weird schedule, which we weren't expecting, for their vacation to start sort of so late. Because normally we have all this fun stuff we plan to do up to Christmas. Baking, cooking, you know, looking at lights, all the stuff we would like to try to do. And it's like, well, no, you have tests and projects and finals, and we're like, you don't get to do much of that. I don't know. We'll see. We have a few things planned this week to see if we can do it, but definitely on Friday we'll get together with my parents and do you finished your finals and you're on your Christmas break type of thing. And then it's Saturday. I don't think we got really anything scheduled. I think, well, we're going to clean the house, like really clean the house. I'm like, okay guys, I know it's Christmas break, but if we clean the house really, really well, then we don't have to really do much the next 2 weeks. Like, you're on vacation, you just have to do a little bit of touch-up, not, oh wait, let's go clean the house thoroughly. Let's do it now, get it over with. We'll see. Of course, I say that, and then I myself don't get motivated. And I'm like, oh, I can't tell them to do it if I don't want to go get up and do it. Alright, there we go. How are we doing? See, this is what I don't like. But if I knock it all down, try to get that pressure out, and I have everything so tightly wound, like, I'm gonna have to go put it under hot water to even, I can't loosen up any of it to get the pressure out, which is a bummer. So I end up wiping a bunch of it off, which isn't good, because then I waste it, and I don't like doing that, because it's just gonna keep bubbling up, and that's just sticky. That's the thing, it's just a total mess. So, okay. Oh, you know what? I can use a little bit of it, not all of it. I'm like, I can use some of it. I don't like the fact that this corner is not staying down. Only because it keeps rolling the wrong direction. Otherwise, I wouldn't. I don't care if it's loose here. I love that, but... Oh, I'm going to have to wipe it off. It bubbled up on me when I wasn't looking, so... And that's what it is. It's still bubbling because there's pressure, and I just can't do anything about it. Alright. So there we go. We've got glitter, we've got ribbon, we've got lace, we've got like faux pearls, we've got puffy paint. Isn't that pretty? I think it is. I mean, it's me. It's could be more, it could be less, who knows. The goal is each one to do more or less. If, of course, we're doing something on another page and I'm like, oh, and I have the ability to still add to this, I'm going to do it. This may be our one that just keeps getting added to as we go along. But this is definitely bugging me, and I hate that it's bugging me and that I'm feeling I have to do something with it. So I don't want a perfect cut, but I also don't like it's a little too far over for me. So, oh well. Okay. Now, I don't have... There's that one. Definitely feel like lace or something needs to be on the back of this one. I think I have enough ribbon of this stuff that I think we're gonna do all four corners underneath one of them. Definitely have different ideas. So with that in mind, this one we'll let dry and make sure there's nothing else that's getting in the way. And we're gonna keep it open, so if I see something, we do the silver over here. I wonder if I should do the same maybe on this corner. I know I should do something to those, but let's see. Feel like we need some beads on that one. I see some spots we might be able to put some sticky. It's really starting to rain out there. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. Because it does hit the roof of the house. And nice enough is one of my daughter's friends is her father was like, hey, well, father and stepmom were like, hey, like, don't make dinner Sunday night. We're bringing you dinner. And I'm like, oh, okay. I thought that was sort of interesting. I just think because I've been carting his daughter around a lot for events and things this year. So, you know, she's over here all the time studying and, you know, stuff. So I'm thinking that's what that is. I hope. All right. We'll put a little bit of glitter in some of the snowflakes off the edges to give some more dimension. And like I said, I have my sticky pearls, and there's some dots up in here that I think we're gonna, in a few spots that we're gonna sort of use and emphasize. Like I said, I love to enhance what's there and give you that dimension when it's capable, when it's possible. I'm sticking to the rules of 3 if I can help it. Not always possible, but or the odd numbers, right? We'd love to always do them. And these are closer to my head. My head's going to be in here, isn't it? These are a little closer. Oops, come on. Closer together than I realized because these are definitely bigger than the dots that are in there, which is fine. But again, we're just going to enhance what's there, right? There's a little too much sticky. These are on these rolls or these strips. So, okay, there's those two. So I definitely feel I need a third one. I mean, that is technically a third, but it's not a third of the same size. So it's one big one, you know. So we do need a third dot somewhere. I almost want to just put it in the middle of the bow. Sometimes it needs to be a third, where maybe we just create that third dot, whether it's there or not. All right. I'm trying to see if there was another splatter dot anyway. I mean, I could pretend there's a dot no matter what. I mean, doesn't mean it has to be haha for real. Oh, it's really raining. Holy crap. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. Guess I could say finally. No, really, we have not had a lot of rain. So, for here it is almost the end of December. And I hate when I do that. Oh no. I lose the bead. Or the... Where'd it go? Ugh. I have done this a number of times where I've literally with these guys shot something across my space, and you know, I'll find it later. I really will. But I don't know what or when. Who knows? All right, well, we'll try again. It's not like I don't have a lot of these, thank God. Thankfully, I have a lot of these. Which this year is my goal is to use more of my stuff. Yeah, I think we're just gonna faux it as if there's one up there, and we're gonna keep to that 3. Okay. I'm like, oh, there wasn't another dot. That's really raining out there. Woohoo! We need it, you know. I mean, I think it's what started happening last year, though. We had some rain, and then it didn't rain, it didn't rain, it didn't rain. We thought, oh man, we're going to be toast. And if you live in the U.S., you'll know that all of a sudden we literally just got rained on all of January through April or May. Any of us who have, you know, mountains nearby, I mean, California, we were still, like, a lot of our ski lodges were still open in July. Like, finally, some places shut down in July. Finally! Because, you know, it was like, well, it's not that safe anymore. We probably shouldn't do it. But when you have rain into March and April, and snow into April, yeah, it's a good thing. That's why we all could water our lawns and everything looks pretty right now. Now it's just keeping it that way. Okay. There we go. Oh, yeah, I'm glad I added the silver and the over here for sure. Can we see it? Can we see? I don't know. It's hard for me to look and see at the same time. There we go. Okay. I don't know what's up with my lighting, but isn't that pretty? I wonder if I turned it down. Give me a moment, guys. Sorry if I knocked everything out. I guess that's as bright as it's going to be. Come on, adjust. I know they say you work in natural light, but when you work in the garage, there is no natural light. Not enough for you guys to see what I'm doing. Especially not today. But there you go, you can see it, right? You can see that glitter. Oh, yeah, because I don't have, some things, so I really do rely on glitter and glitter glue and puff paint and, you know, I don't have the steeple stuff, whatever it is. I don't have any of that, so I have to make my own in other ways. Alright, so that's good. We're going to let that sit and dry off to the side so it does not, I'm going to make sure nothing sticks to each other that's not supposed to. Now, I tried. I am doing my best. I've had a big shot for a year. My brother and my sister-in-law were nice enough to buy me one, thinking I would want one for my projects. And I've never had one, didn't even think to do one. I was like, what's this? So, Christmas and my birthday, I did ask for, you know, the, oops, oh yeah, I was going to cut this down. Asked for things to do this with. And of course I did this one backwards, which doesn't surprise me. First I had one, I did test them out first. I did this one, and I thought, okay, that's going to be way too busy on that. And then I did this one, and I thought, well, okay, that could work. So now I have some practice pages to play with, which is great. The only thing about this one that I don't care for is that it does tear a lot of spots. If you're not careful, it pops right through. So, yeah, that was my other worry. But I mean, it's fun. I've done stuff with them. I've covered them. I've used them from backgrounds, which that may be great later. So this one, I thought I'd do this, and I did it backwards. I wanted that embossing on the upper side. Instead, I got the backwards. No, it's not a bad thing. We're not inking it. If I was going to ink it, I definitely would want what that braille feel on this side, but we didn't. So the problem is these toppers are bigger than everything I'm working with. Right? Nothing new. And so, yeah, I was a little frustrated. But so what I'm going to do is we're going to do a little bit of a tear where it didn't go. So some of these toppers aren't going to be all exactly the same size, which I think is also going to be beneficial. But we're going to tear right outside where it didn't emboss or imprint or whatever you want to call it. And we're going to get that torn look. So again, this one, I wanted this one to have more, I wanted some of these to have more dimension. I wanted more, you know, a little bit more to them than just a flat piece of printed paper. And you can't always put something behind it, which I think we still should. But we're going to give this a different feel. Now, I did get the bottom, but for whatever reason, that top, due to where the fold is within the embossed template ordeal, I had that topper that had a clear spot. But to get all the way to the bottom of this, I, of course, you know, I have it perfectly covered at the bottom, but not the top. I don't know. It's, once you tear one side, I feel like you have to tear all of it, right? So we are doing a little bit of everything to give it dimension. I don't like the white. I hate when I do that. Ugh. Between the nails and the direction, I'm like, come on. There we go. Okay. I could be like, ooh, keep all these scraps, but I don't know about that this year. I'm really trying to keep the scraps to a minimum. Or I'm like, every time I'm done with a project, there's always scraps. Always. I'm getting better at trying to use more of them and not create as many of them. But man. Okay, so we're definitely going to put some, and I am using the hickory on all of this. This is all very blue, blue, gray, purple, gray base in the purples, everything. So, and the So there is no, for me, there's no antique. I won't do old vintage, whatever. Now, I do have a lavender, which I just remembered. I do have a lavender. I finally got it in the inks, so maybe I'll pull that out too. That might be a nice touch on some of these. I didn't think about that since we have so much purple. Let me get that out too. We ordered myself a lavender last year from Tim Holtz, and we accidentally got the milled lavender, but we got it as an ink, which should have been fine, but for some reason the pad we got was super dry, and I was like, I could not, it's really pale, don't get me wrong, but it was really pale. I was having the hardest time working with it, and I was like, what is going on with this? Like, this isn't working for me. And, but when we ordered it, we accidentally ordered an oxide refill, right? I have green too, but we don't really have green in there. I have pink, but I have that, sugar, I have a spun sugar pink, but all right, let's do that. We're gonna make sure we have some purple in here too, because if I want to, like, if I, so anyway, I had a refill, but the refill didn't do me no good because the refill was oxide and the pad was ink. Tried to put some water on it and to see if I could get it to go, but I just couldn't. I mean, I still have it, but oh yeah, ooh, I can do little bits and pieces and get more of another color in here. Good. So anyway, I just went ahead and bought the oxide pad so that I could use the refill and make it good. And I really do like the oxides. They are a lot of fun. I love my old photo ink. That's great. I will never, but all my my orange, my silver, they're all the oxides. I think they're a little wetter. They're a little bit more to play with. And I'm so glad I just realized, oh, I can use the purple. Yee! All right. Using it up, people. It's taking the supplies and making it good. All right, so we do have some texture on it. We've torn around the edges. So when you put it down, it's not just plopping it down. So now I feel like, oh, well, yeah, I wonder if I should flip those around. I'm like, I think I have something more exciting here for the front now. I'm like, This is our first... Oh, yeah, so we're sort of jumping around. We worked on the second signature. Now we're working on the first one. And that is my purple front. That's the back now. That was supposed to be my front, but unless I do the same thing, which I can do, I could do the same thing to it. Maybe flip it to where we can get the purple, or the indent up, so I can add more purple to it. Maybe we can perfect it so we can do it on the front. Okay. I mean, that is just as gorgeous. I know. Which one's better? I don't know. I think because I have it upside down inside on the inside. So, I need to keep these together. All these paper clips, right? Because I think the goal is to, on these guys, like I said, she has a couple different sets of tags and a few larger 4-up cards. So I think we're going to use those where we're going to do some layering so that everything can be tucked. Like I can do a tag, layered tags to give us all these tucks and pockets. So I could put a journal card or two in them or some fancy ephemera on some of these pattern pages. I think we're just going to keep layering it just like we're layering on the inside. That way you got writing space on these with the tags and the cards, but we're using really just the eco dye papers for our actual December daily writing. So, or journal writing. Maybe not, maybe I won't call it December daily next year. Maybe if there's a lot going on, it just may be a journal, a winter journal, and I can just write on it the big stuff that's going on. All right, so now I just can't decide. Oh, do I really want to bring out that on camera with you guys? Woohoo! It's so much fun. Big Shot takes up a lot of room too, so, well, let's see. Hey, why not? Something different. Don't always, sometimes we get to show you these things, sometimes we don't. Oh, look at this though. I have this too. This isn't silver and white. It's florals and pearls. Not super Christmassy, but I think it's generic enough that I think behind or cut and clustered with some of these toppers is going to be absolutely gorgeous. I got the ribbons. I've got the lace. I've got it all going. Now, what I'm thinking is though, these, when I'm all said, that is going to just have this behind it. This is what I'm thinking. Hold on. Too many things going on. I'm thinking that we're going to do the... Oh, it's stopping. God, that was cold though. I can feel it. I think for this layering, we're going to do the texture on texture on top of the page. So I think for the first signature, this is going to be our big deal. I think on the third one, we have the two flowers. So maybe something as simple as, No, I think our floral lace is going to be what we're going to want behind these guys. We're going to want to keep to that floral on floral, I think, for this one. Yeah, even if we just did it in sections, even in clusters on top and bottom and layers, it would be really do it where we get, you know, double layers of both lace under and up on top, because it does naturally, you know, roll. That's gonna be really pretty on that. Okay, so we've got lace on the third one with the flowers. Okay, so that's good to know. Now the second one I don't know yet. It is the more ornamental snowflake or stars. So that's I'm gonna have to think on that and how we want to really keep emphasizing that one. But we are getting there. I like working with you guys, getting the ideas going, thinking my way through it. But let's do. Yeah, I think that lacy flower pearl one is going to be maybe part of the, that might be really pretty to add to the front cover. All right, so here's the fun part. I did have it sort of prepped. I do have it out still so that I could somewhat easily pull it out. Oh, yeah, this is the problem. All my stuff is starting to pile on top of each other, so it's making it a little hard to make things easy to work with. But, you know, because that was the thing, I had to figure out which direction to put them in. I had to figure out what padding was going to work, because, yeah, I'm having to play with that quite a bit. I know everything says, oh, do this or do that, and I'm like, you know, this one, it says to do this, but some of these are like Michaels or Amazon, and so they're not like a Big Shot or an Exact or something. And so, okay, now this one, I think this time maybe we could clean cut it instead of, because the problem is, I was like, okay, well, I'll just do it this way, top and bottom go all the way across. Well, I can't get it, it's too tall, I can't get the paper through the Big Shot. So I go this way and I end up with the borders. So even here, I want to go top to bottom. I just realized I don't need to go to the top. I got to make sure I cut it. I can go here. There's a border right here. So I got to make sure that the paper comes up shy of that, so it doesn't come up to it all the way. I got to make sure it's in the middle. I gotta make. Ugh. And nothing stays put very well, I noticed. And I know with Thinlits and those kind of die cuts, people do tape a lot of things down, and I sort of tried that when I was doing that window piece in the Cozy Winter, and it still moved on me. I'm like, okay, well, that sticker page piece, whatever I was using, didn't work. And then you have to wonder, did you cut everything straight? And then did you... So I'm just trying to see the best, because then I put it back through with just this little bit so that we do have texture all the way down, and I might just clean cut the edges and leave the rest. So let's see if we can do this. And I don't want to be too sideways. They do line up pretty well when you do it on the other end, I noticed. I did have enough luck there to, but yeah, I tried to do the two pieces of glass like they said, and the glass wouldn't fit through. Like, literally the glass was pushing out and through. So I realized, yeah, I was very timid with this when I was first doing it. And I realized you really do have to just yank it through. Something fierce. And I do go back, maybe back both ways to be on the safe side. I don't know why. It's like when you roll your ring. So, did I do it backwards again? Did I do it right? I did it right this time. Yes! It says top for a reason. I wrote top upright on it so that I knew what end to emboss on. Now, keeping it here. And I'm going to try to, line up the pattern so it looks like it's continuing on through here. And that's going to be the other fun part. To where if I don't do it right, we're going to have some weird... I'm going to put that in there quite a bit. It's keeping everything in place because everything moves as you're going along. Why, I don't know. Okay, let's see if we can do this. Hey, come on. There we go. Yeah, you're watching me. So yeah, this is the Sizzix Big Shot. It was a Michaels purchase. I think, they've already probably come out with new ones and new variations. It's all pretty plastic. Nothing adjusts on this one. This Big Shot doesn't have any levels. A friend of mine was like, oh, I can adjust it on the inside. And I looked and looked and looked, and I could not find any way to adjust it. And I was like, gosh darn it. So yeah, I was very frustrated about that. So I was like, no, but I need it to work. So, okay. Because but yeah, and then I was like, I read it and I did my 3D one that you saw in the other practice, and that one required only one glass and the base board cutting, and that worked. I have to push through a little bit, and it sounds like it's going to snap everything in half, but it doesn't. I'm just like, oh my gosh, because you have to press down. You really do. And if you don't have enough in there, then there's nothing to press on, and, it doesn't do anything. So I was like, it is such a hit and miss. But at least I got some new pieces, I think, for Christmas or birthday or something, so this new pad and stuff to help with some of that, so that I had more options, which that's what I did the other day. It was like, oh, I'm just going to keep playing with this until... Okay, so now we have it on this side. Looks great. Does emphasize some stuff, but we will... Ooh, well, that's the other thought. What if we... I have an idea. Okay, so we have that on one end. Am I doing this backwards and upside down? Very likely. Let's make sure we don't have anything upside down. Okay, so we're thinking this one on the back with the white for sure still. Let's keep it all together. I'm trying to keep it together so I do not mess it up. All right, with the white. Now this one, we have it. So first I can do a combination of the two and see if I can get it to enhance the colors where it is, and what's the word? Where it does come up. The embossed area. That's what I'm trying to go for. Cheese and crackers. So where it feels too white, maybe I can add a little bit more purple, because that's me. We'll do the edges, of course, in the silver, because I love my purple. So yeah, if I can enhance the purple and the blue and the whatever on... And it definitely, surprisingly, with the extra embossing, it definitely makes these shadows pop some more. That's awesome. Okay, so what I just thought, I had the brain fart of, is here we have these, right? So what if we... I don't go top and bottom. Because we have a flat area. And you may not be able to tell... But, there is where all of a sudden it just stops right here where it's embedded. So I either want to cut that off. We ripped it on the front, or the back one. But I said, well, what if we purposely, made it... It's a little too rickety. If you went from top to bottom, I would be like, yeah, let's go for it. But it doesn't. It's not long enough. Okay. So I'm wondering if I should just trim it off. So it goes, it is embossed to the edge as we want it. And then it gives us even a little bit more room so we can see both the backing and the mesh. I got the top to bottom. I have it in the right direction. I'm so happy. I can make it dirtier. I can... Because there is that hint of... Ooh. I did tone it down a little bit, but that's alright. I'm okay with that. It's super fun. I'm just stoked to be able to use all this stuff right now. I'm just like, ooh, now... I could decal it. That might be what I'm looking for. Maybe I won't decal top and bottom, but maybe I'll just do that light decaling. So it's still, like I said, we're trying to get rid of that perfectly flat concept. And, well, that works. Okay. I'm not all the way to the edge, but I'm close enough so that it's not so obvious. Now, these are great. These are always great pieces. So I'm having a collection. Now, maybe, what I didn't have in my December daily this year was a strip of, a woven journal card. I didn't do that this year. I had a lot of blue distressed edged papers that I had cut into strips the year before, and so I did have them, but I really just don't, I'm really writing in my journal this year, and I don't have a whole lot of places to put anything. Unless near the end I just end up with nothing going on, and so I'm like, okay, well, then I might, decide to... Alright. Okay. Well, there we go. That is the front. It's got some layers and dimension, and we're going to put the mesh behind it, and then we're going to... Now, it is definitely longer than, so we're going to need to trim that up. Maybe once it's glued down, we'll trim it up, because I don't want to do too much guesswork. Always rip a little bit here and there once we get going, but Okay, now this is definitely, yeah, it's definitely this. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We're just gonna lightly press it on. Because sometimes I do notice that if you can see it, this will leave a shiny white residue. It doesn't totally dry like matted, doesn't dry matted clear. It'll stay sort of shiny, which is why we put the glitter on that last one. When I had excess, we put the glitter across the top of it, which is not a bad idea here too, but I've got to do it right away. So that it, don't want to put it on too hard, but let's see. And we're going to have more, you know, don't have to be perfect. We are going to do more of that stuff with this. And we are using the fabric tack because it helps, you know, especially now that we have texture in here. We want, you know, this stuff to fill in. We want it to stick to the different types of material. Fabric tack can be, you can use fabric tack just for all paper if you really wanted to. If you want more forgiveness, if you want to be able to put, you know, put something down and know that you can get it back up pretty quickly and have time to move it around, then you would do the fabric tack or the fabric fusion. When it, though sometimes it's a little too wet, so you're like, I just want it down nice and hard, so that's where the glitter glue comes into play. Like, I don't know. We use it all. I mean, I was using double-sided sticky runner tape that I usually use for happy planner stuff. We were doing something, and I was using it to help, you know, put it down when we were doing the shaker. Oh, the shaker, yeah, because the glue wasn't working, so I was using double-sided sticky tape to get that thing to seal properly, so I could, you know, make my pocket. So we do all kinds of different things. Get creative. Use what you have. I'm going to keep this upright. I could go... Oh, why not? We'll go at an angle. Give that, again, more dimension, right? I like being putting things... I think because I'm left-handed and things get slightly naturally turned to the left or right, I like having things at an angle. Now that gives us room to, when things are at an angle, to decorate areas. So, like, I could put another snowflake up here. But I think I have some rounds. And we're going to do a round or a word or something up there. I think we're going to do it that way. So we do need some layers here. We can't just leave this. Now, if I wanted to, I could leave these here as stuff that sticks out. I don't know. If I did do it, I'd want it a little more jaggedy. I wouldn't want a perfect clean cut. We're going to definitely fix the bottom here. There's too much on the bottom, which gets in the way when you are doing things, I noticed. Okay. Because I have more on the bottom than the top. But I'm wondering if right on top, that's a great way to have lace, another way to have texture things that stick out of your journal. If you want things to stick out when we get all that yumminess with layers. But I feel if I do, I'm going to want to like be messier with it. So that it's like not, again, not perfect. Like I tore it a little bit, like I did something with it. There we go. Let's give it a shot. Now later down the line, it bugs me, it doesn't work for me. It's like I can't cut it off. But it's hard to, you know, it's hard to put it back on, right? You can sort of glue it back on, but usually you end up getting rid of it, so that doesn't do you any good. Okay, let me look at my other fussy cuts real quick. How are we doing for time? I'm just going along. Oh, it's 58 minutes already. Ah! Well, it's not like we didn't accomplish anything. I have to say we did get some stuff done, which is lovely. And this is the first signature, so one of my favorite things is snowflakes are winter's butterflies. So I can put just that on it, which is another square, which sometimes I don't like going square on square. These I could not, for the life of me, could not cut them right down the middle. So I had a lot of white, so this is where I got to extra the ink to give it more of a shadow. So I have all these lovely things. If we want to, there's some very florally pieces, aren't there? Didn't notice that till now. To really change it up, make it different. So we have, what do we have? We have a lot of snowflakes, huh? I'm not going, do we keep our theme? Or it's snowflake on snowflake. What's the inside? The inside is, what do we have on the inside? A lot of snowflakes. This one's very heavy on the snowflake department, which I'm wondering we just, you know, we stick that way. Each section sort of has its own theme. So where that would be good for one of the others. This gives us some new color. Did I get them all? I did. A lot of stars. Decided I want to do more purple on one side. Doesn't mean I'm putting this. I'm not putting one of these out, of course, on the other side. I just want to know if I want to do. Feel it makes it really matchy-matchy. It's almost too matchy. Even for me, it's almost too matchy-matchy. I love that, though. It's gorgeous. That really, it stands out. There's a few images in here that I get a little like, oh, I didn't think about that. Let's come back to that. I don't know. I think at first I didn't think to put anything on these guys, so I was like, oh, wait, I don't know. So maybe a saying will go up there. We have the smaller pages, so maybe I want more of a saying. It is more, maybe go more horizontal than vertical. Yeah, we do more one of these, right? I have small ones here. I have Snowflake holds a story and a fleeting whisper of a winter's grand tale. So that's pretty cool because that being the first signature, this one actually works really well because that is sort of what this whole journal is about, right? In the quiet of a freshly fallen snow, the world seems to pause, listening to its own heartbeat. Oh, great sayings on here, I have to say. But we'll go horizontal, which is opposite of the book and opposite of the page, since I can't seem to get anything else going. And then I'll have to see what else I can get underneath it. See if we can keep going with some layers here. But we are at 58 minutes, people. So I think we could easily go into part 2 for Wednesday. If you want to see what else we're doing, we have the lace layers on the other one. I'll see if I can prep maybe another inside. You know, well, inside probably not much different than the outsides, but we have that. Definitely need a little oomph behind it. Now I can keep going with the, right, we can keep going snowflake on, keep going piece on piece, like we were going to do with the lace on the other one. But all right, well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to let you go. I don't want to go too late. I know it's the first one on Monday. It's a long thing, but I know things are going to wear down as time goes on throughout the week. So I really appreciate your time and effort, your subscriptions, your comments, your likes and loves. Love them. Love it all. Really appreciate it. We have more of these. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun here. Woohoo, okay. Find some stuff. But you'll get to see it on the next video. I will finish this up, show you how it ended, and we will continue on right into the next thing. I won't do every piece with like front and back on every one. I want to show different parts of each one of these signatures, so that you see something different in everything we do, so that hopefully give you new ideas and new ways to use something. And we don't get hopefully too stale with this kit because it is pretty much a lot of the same stuff. A lot of layering. So definitely next week, the new year, we'll do some of the tags maybe, or we'll do the book cover lover and give you a break from all the snowflakes. But we will see how it all goes. If I'm on a roll, I'm on a roll, but I want to share it with you guys. So I love you all very much. Thank you for liking, loving, commenting, subscribing, making sure you hit the notifications so you always know when my new videos come up, that they run across your reels and they run across your top notifications so you don't miss out on when I do things. But so far so good. We're sticking to the Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and photos on Instagram and things on Facebook. And please make sure you check the link down below in the show more, or in the upside down triangle, to look at the whole description, and there's always something, showing whether it's the kit I'm using, or the links of where you can find me besides just here on YouTube. So thank you all very much. Have a wonderful week. I hope to see you a few more times before Christmas, and I love you all. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.